Hello, hello, hello. I am super excited to be here and I will not be long. For a matter of fact, I am going to set my timer because I don't want to go over 20 minutes. But I think the topic that I have today, hopefully, it will interest or put some interest or some hope in someone's heart. So I'm going to be following from my notes today and I will share this broadcast out a bit later. So, to keep me on track and to keep me on time, I would like to go directly from my notes. And if you think that this particular broadcast will help you or help a friend, or you happen to join this a little bit later, make sure you leave in the comments um, hashtag replay or whatever that makes you happy. So today's message is about why I had a scarcity mindset and a protective mindset when I first started my business. And I will share with you guys 4 to 6 ways on how I overcame this scarcity mentality. If you have joined this live, make sure you put in the comments because I just want to make sure that my volume is okay and that everyone can hear me clearly. For those of you that do not know who I am Makiba. I am the transparent, authentic ultrasound and business coach and life coach for women in particular that are overworked, overwhelmed, and just undervalued on their job. And for those women who are looking for freedom and have always had the desire to start their own business. So today I would like to describe on ways of how having a scarcity mentality or a scarcity mindset, how it will limit your business and your business growth. Please learn these things from me because as a young business owner, if I had someone to teach me about the importance of not having a scarcity mentality or a scarcity mindset, I think I can be so much further in my business. But when I share, I am sharing for all to understand my journey, my business journey. But as a sonographer in such a unique field, it is very few people, very few women of color that are in the field. And so back at 30 years ago, it was less than 1% of minorities that were sonographers. And I was one of the first African Americans to open up an imaging center that I particularly have right now in the United States. And so some of the things that I went through as a business owner, it caused me to protect my business. And then when I look back on things, it also gave me somewhat of a scarcity and an overprotective mentality. And so that is something that I also want to discuss today. Um, but the problem of having this type of mentality, it definitely can limit your business growth monetarily wise and can also limit your business growth on trusting people in the community. So, if you've ever experienced this protected mentality, or if you have ever, if you own a business right now and you feel like you've had to protect your business or you were living in a space of scarcity, make sure you leave in the comments me, that you lived in that space. And that's what I want to talk about today. So, there's two types of mindset. It's the growth mindset, which will give you freedom, and it's the fixed mindset, which is kind of like limiting scarcity that will it really stunts the growth of your business. And so I want to give you at least, without going very fast, 5 different ways that you can learn from me as a new business owner. And I can teach you ways on some things that won't impact your business in a negative way. So, one thing that you can do to solve this problem of having a scarcity mentality is adopt a spirit of abundance. Believe that there's more than enough for you, that there's more than enough for that other person who may have the same business idea that you have. And also realizing that when God created you, He created you for a specific thing. And it's no one can do anything like you. So just like it's tons of KFC franchises. It's Popeyes franchises. Everybody is frying chicken, but the chicken is different at all the different businesses. Just like I'm a sonographer, it's many great sonographers, but other sonographers, they can't do the things that I do. They can't say the things that I say because we all have different personalities. We all have different way of doing things. And not only that, I was sharing something today with a patient of mine, and I love to do like trivia with my patients, and I like to ask them questions to engage them. And so today I asked the patient, out of all human beings, it's a set of human beings that God created, which are identical twins. Although they are identical twins, it is one distinctive thing that identical twins have that separates them, even though they have the same DNA. And if you didn't know what that one thing is that separates an identical twin out of identical twins that makes them so different, is that identical twins have different fingerprints. So when God created us all, He created us with different fingerprints to create different things from our own soul, from our own spirit. So no matter who else has an ultrasound company, no matter who has a chicken, a KFC, or a Popeyes, everyone has the ability to do different things in their business. And so once you get that mentality as a business owner, that you are unique in your own way and no one can do or be you, it removes that spirit of scarcity. And not only that, I want to remind you, if you did not know it, today I think it's close to 8 billion people on this planet. And because there's about 8 billion people on this planet, Makiba cannot scan 8 billion souls or 6 million or however many million people that are pregnant. It is enough room in any industry as a business owner for any specific person. So that is number one, adopt an abundance mindset, and you will not have to live in that space of scarcity. Number two, you need to always realize that you are an original. I mean, when I meet people from all walks of life, we are all originals. We are all different. Number three, it is important to build strong relationships within your community, within the area. Say, for instance, this is where my protection came. So I'm gonna give you a quick example on something that I want to teach you as a business owner that I never ever want you to make the mistake. And at the end of this here, if I have time, I want to tell you why not only I had the scarcity mindset, but also the protective mindset of my business. But it is extremely important that you build relationships within the community of people who have similar businesses like yours. You build a relationship with them. For example, if this ultrasound company is in 30 miles away and I am in this location, and if we have a relationship of respect, not competition, and I want to talk about that as well, but you are rooting this lady on because she has stepped outside of the box and she decided to open up a business. When you don't have a scarcity mindset, you can root any person on and be their greatest cheerleader. I pray whatever God has for that person's business is for that person's business. And I pray that they grow and that they manifest wealth for their family. Because when you have that relationship and when you can wish and hope for success for other people who are in business, you will begin to get the same blessings. And for example, say for instance, if that sonographer who owns this business over 30 miles away, she has a traumatic episode that happened in her family, and she decides like, oh my God, here I am, I have to close my small business down. Who can I refer my patients to? If you had a relationship of respect with someone who you deemed as your competitor, this particular person could have referred her clients to you. And so I'm going to pin it right there and explain to you a mistake that I made as a business owner. I had a competitor who I thought was a competitor because of some of the atrocious things that has been done to me as an African American in the community that owns a business. So I had this scarcity mindset and this wall of protection because I had been burnt so many times as an African American woman in this industry. And I am here to strengthen the community of all women, but in particularly Black women who are interested in starting businesses. And I want to teach you guys how not to make mistakes that I made. So with this particular scenario I want to give you, someone opened up a business that I literally, the same type of business that I have, but the young lady did not have the skill set to do what I do, right? Because I have a threefold business. I have a mobile ultrasound imaging company that I serve communities on the outside. And I have a team of women who are incredibly amazing, who make me look amazing, that works on the outside for me. Then I have my brick and mortar business that I offer medically necessary ultrasounds, and I offer diagnostic ultrasounds. I mean, elective ultrasounds. That's the fun ultrasounds, the 3 and 4D ultrasounds, and things like that. So the young lady who is a stone's throw away from me, she's not a sonographer. She just like bought a franchise from someone, and she got an ultrasound machine, and she has no skill set like me. So at that point, I should not even worried about this young lady being a stone's throw away from my office, right? So please listen to me, because I don't want any of you powerful women to make these mistakes that I've made. And what this young lady was doing, she would go to my social media page. She would basically copy and paste everything that I had on my social media page. She went directly to my website and she picked and chose things from my website. Okay, I was a little irritated. I might be lying if I said I wasn't. But if I had the skill set that I'm getting ready to share with you, things can be so much different. So one day, and let me just go ahead and say this. This happened like 9 years ago. Okay. So one day she just went a step too far. She was just literally copying and pasting and taking things from my website. So I decided to call this young lady. And if I can turn back the hands of time, my conversation with her would have been starkly different. So I'm going to tell you what I said. This is what I do not want you to do as a business owner. So I called her, and as females, sometimes we can get into our feelings, but when you're running a business, you have to learn how to pin your emotions down, because your emotions can get the best of you and your emotions can destroy your business. So let me just be transparent here. I let my emotions get the best of me, and I called this young lady and I said, "Hi, my name is Makiba." And she was so excited. She said, Oh my goodness, I've heard so much about you. It's a pleasure to meet you. The moment she said that, and the moment she was so cordial, I should have pulled back, but I didn't. I went in and I said, well, I'm super happy that you heard so many nice things about me, but I have a small problem. I need you to stop going to my website and to my social media pages, copying and stealing everything that you see. I need you to be more original. Let me tell you, if you're listening to me, that was so silly of me. That was so foolish of me to share and tell this young lady that. If I was smart 9 to 10 years ago, what I should have said was, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Who did you hear about me? What did you hear all about me? I should have engaged her. And then I should have realized that this young lady is not a sonographer. This young lady does not do medical ultrasounds. What I should have said was, hey, I know you only do elective ultrasounds. If you ever have any people who are calling your facility and they might need a pregnancy confirmation, or they might need an abdominal ultrasound, or what, anything medical, if they call you, hey, do you mind letting them know about me? I'm less than 5 minutes down the road. That's what I should have said. So if you haven't heard anything today, learn how to embrace what you deem as a competitor. Let them be your sounding board. Do not take or be irritated by those who are trying to imitate you, because they can imitate you, but they cannot duplicate you. There's nothing that young lady could have done to threaten my business. I've been in the game for too long. She just had gotten the game. So that is one thing that I want to share. Going forward with not having a scarcity mentality, it is important that you invest in yourself. It is important that you go to conferences. It's important that you remind yourself that if you are the smartest tool in the box everywhere you go, or in your circle of friends, you need to remove yourself from that box. You need to get into that space and find people who are smarter than you. Because when you can find, I'm on a hi, 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 I'm on a live. Hi, I'm on a live. Oh. Thank you. When you can find people who are smarter than you, it will allow you to grow. So what you need to do, you need to read more, you need to go to more conferences, and seek mentorship from people who know more than you. Going back to competition, I want to remind you, I want you to look at competition as a positive thing and not a negative thing. I need you to, when you see competitors or when you see people in your industry that are doing something similar to you, it should cause you to become more innovative. It should cause you to want to think outside of the box. It should cause you to implement things in your facility that you know that you're the only one can implement. So, of course, I do elective 3D, 4D ultrasounds. Sure, it's a lot of people across the United States that are capable of doing 3 and 4D ultrasounds. However, they are not registered in they're not a registered diagnostic medical ultrasound tech. They're not a registered vascular tech. They don't have their nursing license like I do. They didn't serve in the United States Navy like I have. They have not had the life experiences like I have. The girls who own these elective ultrasounds, they have no idea of what a cyst is. They have no idea of what a dermoid looks like. So don't criticize your competition. Allow your competition to push you further to greatness. So, Before I go to the next thing, I want to share with you this. Why was I overly protective in my business? Um, I began writing my book, and now I really understand why I have been so protective of my business. I've been so protective of my business because of the industry that I've been in caused me not to trust people. Oops, time is almost up. Caused me not to to trust people because of what people did to me as a young sonographer. Things like, I'll give you a good example. Um, I, let's see, when I was in the military, I maxed out my advancement exam. It was very few minorities that maxed out their advancement exam. In the early 90s, after Desert Storm, they needed more minority doctors and minority nurses in the United States Navy. I was one that was chose to go to medical school, but what I had was a lot of old white men who said, don't do that. The military is not the same. You need to get out of the military. You already know a little bit about ultrasound. Don't waste your time with going to medical school. It's a waste. So I didn't have any people who looked like me to tell me, young lady, this is an amazing idea. You've maxed out your advancement exam. The United States Navy wants to send you to medical school. You are incredible. No, that's not what I had. So I ended up getting out of the Navy, right? Then as I truck along, I go to ultrasound school, although I learned ultrasounds in the military. Then I get my first job at a local hospital here. And I advanced very well because I was hungry. I was hungry to make a difference in my life. I was hungry not to live in an apartment for the rest of my life. I was hungry to have my first home built at a certain age. I was hungry, so I worked very, very hard. And anytime new students would come, I would be the first ones to train them. And then again, being the nice person I am, being the only minority, and I get offered again to learn how to do echocardiograms. And the very person that I trained as a student backstabs me, and I didn't get the opportunity to learn echo. So again, that's that I'm protecting myself, right? That's a part of scarcity and protecting myself and not wanting to get too many people involved in what I do. And when I say too many people, can I just be honest and authentic? It's people who don't look like me. And then I get to the hospital and I notice again, I'm the only person of color again. And I'm getting all the PO, the pissy stuff, working all the main holidays. And I'm asking myself, well, why am I working Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the major holidays? It's a problem with that. So the point I'm trying to make is I built this wall of protection around me. And the same lady who did that to me over 10 years ago, she calls me to ask me how to start an ultrasound business. Now, do you think I gave her information on how to start an ultrasound business? Because I was protecting myself. Then move. All of these different events caused me to have a spirit of scarcity and a spirit of protection in my business. And so that's why at this stage in life, for people who look like me, women who look like me, who are overworked, undervalued, disrespected in the workplace, I want to teach you guys how to overcome having a scarcity mentality and an overly protective mentality in your business because it can be detrimental. It's by God's grace that I've been able to weasel my way through all of these different scenarios. Okay. So the next thing I want to quickly go over, because I am over my time limit, is um, I want to describe what happens when you solve the problem of having this scarcity mentality. You live in a space of freedom. You understand now that you are an original. You understand now that no one, no one can be me. You know, it's enough room out there for all of us. Um, it doesn't matter if someone put up their shop right next to me. It doesn't matter anymore. I don't have to be overly protected about someone calling me asking me a question. I don't have to be overly protected anymore if somebody is copying and pasting things directly from my Facebook page or from my website, because I know that I am the only person that can be me. I'm the only person that can communicate the way I communicate and be as authentic as I can. So, again, that is the space that you don't want to ever live in. I've lived it. It's not fun, and it's a road that you really travel alone, and you don't want to do that. So, as I quickly close, because I am about 6 minutes over, if you want more info so that can become that powerful, unapologetic woman, what I do, I will share what I know and how to teach you to become this powerful business owner. Whether or not you want to open up a 3D, 4D ultrasound center, whether or not you want to do a mobile ultrasound, or um, do take insurances, which is a headache. But if you want to know, I can teach you that too. If anything that I said about scarcity, having a scarcity mentality and a protected mentality resonates with you, and you want to learn more about how you can step into this thing called entrepreneurship, make sure you follow me on all the channels. Facebook, right here. I have a business page called Makiba Lynn, and you can follow me on TikTok at I am Makiba Lynn, Instagram at I am Makiba Lynn, and on YouTube. I would appreciate that so much. If you have a friend or a family member that is interested in stepping outside of the box, or just want to come and learn stuff about business and life, join me here every Thursday at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. And I promise not to keep you here for more than 30 minutes, because I'm at 28 right now. Um, if you happen to watch this video a little bit later, make sure you put in the comments hashtag replay if it's something that you want to talk about business wise and you need some help in that arena. Leave it in the comments or message me. I want you guys to have an absolutely splendid and incredible evening with your family. I am your girl, Makiba, the most authentic, the most transparent ultrasound business and life coach here in North Texas. And I hope to see you soon here at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on Thursday. Bye. And I'm using this other platform, so if I'm looking crazy, I'm sorry. Have a good day.